Tonight on SmackDown Live AfterBuzz, two women get their in-ring debuts. Heath Slater fights for a job. And will Ambrose and Ziggler get along? Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
You are listening to us live on iTunes and SoundCloud, watching us live on AfterBuzzTV.com, the YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell your enemies even. Because we're here to talk about SmackDown Live. Welcome everybody, I am Christian Rosenberg, the Twitter at Real Rosenberg, the Instagram, The Real Rosenberg, the t-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. The gang is back tonight. His car is fixed. He's alive and well. Steve Kaufman has nothing on at Curtain Jerk Scott Narver.
You know, it was bigger than that. It wasn't just car trouble. The repo man was trying to take my car.
What?
He said what's his is his, and what's mine was his. And I said, no, that's not true at all.
Shame on him.
I got it back.
Repo man.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, you know, James knows.
Oh yeah, no, we know the repo. We don't like the repo man.
No.
Mine
is mine.
I want to smash him sometimes.
Oh,
I just
wow.
want to smash him.
Yeah, should.
I should.
All
right. Hey.
Crush.
I'm a little scared now.
No. I don't want to crutch. I don't want an axe. I just want to smash him.
Sure, Mr. Fuji.
Yeah. At Christy Reports, Christy Olson's here as well.
I would stand there in my blazer and tell you to crush while you crushed him if you really wanted me to.
That sounds pretty good.
Right? Yeah,
Rosenberg,
let's do it.
Crush.
Look out for cake on your face.
Ooh, oh man, that was some crazy stuff. I was there live last night at Raw, as was Curtain Jerks over here.
That's right, but we're talking about SmackDown tonight, guys.
I know, however, there was a SmackDown dark match after Raw went off the air that we saw.
And there was a SmackDown commercial match as well. It was SmackDown heavy last night at Raw.
Yeah. DB was there, giving the yes. I mean, it was a whole thing.
And engineering us, as always, at the Jimbo Slice. Jimbo's in the booth.
What up, y'all?
What's up?
What up, indeed.
Indeed.
SmackDown tonight. Overall, I thought it was solid. I thought last week was better, but this one was better than the first week to me.
Yes.
So, it's just kind of a matter of working on the consistency of it, but we are developing some storylines. We're getting closer to SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. We're building up. We're starting to build up a few divisions, and we're really getting the rivalry of Ziggler and Ambrose forming, and it's good because it's getting me excited for that match. Like I was kind of talking about last week, because it's like, we've seen these guys wrestle 1,000 times, and it's always good. Mm-hmm. But now this is drawing me to really like this match. To me, feels like it's going to be more special than the others. It's got something more to it besides the obvious title.
So it means more to you.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's got higher stakes now than it did before.
Yeah. But we kick off SmackDown. We see Randy Orton arriving backstage, and he is approached by new WWE correspondent Charlie.
Yeah, we like her.
Yeah, Charlie's good.
She's cool.
I like Charlie. She's asking him about his match with Del Rio tonight and how he can focus on that while trying to deal with Brock Lesnar, in which he does the same promo as he's done the last month, talking about this one RKO to send you to Viperville. Then he's interrupted by Del Rio and his very revealing t-shirt. Very low cut.
I'm pretty sure that was some tap out stuff. So if you want to get one, what is it? Sears? JC
Penney.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
JC Penney.
Wow.
JCPenney.
For shame, Christy.
I know. Oh my.
For shame.
Is
All
Sears
those middle
around?
American department
Are they still
stores
in
are the
business?
same. Oh yeah, we got them in Minnesota.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was saying, I thought they were right next to like Lord and Taylor and G Fox and Filene's. Or are those just East Coast stores?
Yeah, I've never heard of any of those stores.
Okay. They might have been East Coast. But Del Rio says he wants to know if Orton can hit an RKO with a broken arm, and then he walks away. And then in the arena, we start with Bray Wyatt in the ring with Eric Rowan, talking about how last week he did not fall to Ziggler. He was a victim, and Ziggler was desperate by using the exposed steel to help him win.
Bray Wyatt playing the victim. As if he's Princess Peach or some crap and needs a damsel in distress and he needs saving. Whatever.
You just compared Bray Wyatt to Princess Peach.
That's right, I did.
All right.
Your Bray Wyatt is in another castle.
Does that make Eric Rowan Mario or
No, what would that make Eric Rowan?
Toad.
Yeah,
for
dude.
that make him Toad?
Yeah.
So who would Mario be? Because someone has to save the princess.
Braun Strowman.
Yes.
Braun Strowman. Okay.
He's on the hunt back to SmackDown.
And that just makes Ambrose Koopa Troopa or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see Eric Rowan's new
The hair on the ear?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
How you guys both caught on to that so quickly? Wow. I'm not sure I would have noticed.
It
but-
matched his beard perfectly.
Yeah, that's the fashion I noticed. When you get older, guys start to form ear hair, and even when you're a sheep, it happens on there too.
You guys were on the lookout for it, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, Scott and I are up to date with the latest fashion trends.
It's true.
Are you going to put ear hair on your masks now?
I have it on right now.
Oh, hey.
You can't tell.
That's why I'm wearing these headphones.
Yeah, you can't see him over the headphones.
That's so hot.
That
I
no
was not
one
expecting
says.
that response.
No one was.
No.
At all.
So,
The chat roll is letting us know, yes, Sears are everywhere. They're in Texas. They're all over the place.
okay, good. They're still in
Good to
business.
know. I
Yeah.
didn't know. Thank you.
I was
learned
unaware.
something.
Dean Ambrose comes out and mentions that Bray is acting like a little baby, and he should shut up. Bray challenges Ambrose to come to the ring and fight him, and the champ is hesitant because he's like, I would love to come down there and beat you up, but I know how this story goes. I've been here before, and he's kind of going back and forth as to whether or not he should go in the ring and fight.
Yeah, he's in a foul
Bray
mood
and-
anyway because of
Bray
what
and
Austin
Rowan.
did to him yesterday.
Wow, you're sharing his bitterness or something like that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just, reminding you why he may be hesitant.
That makes him hesitant?
Reason for hesitancy. Well, yeah, Steve Austin issued him this challenge about pushing boundaries or whatever and
Stop resting on your
taking
laurels.
risks. Yeah, so he was out there. He was like, am I resting right now? What am I doing? I don't know.
like, is this good enough for
Is this
Steve?
taking a risk? I don't know.
I want that to be a GIF. So when the two of them did that, someone make that a GIF, because that'd
Get on
be
it, Claire.
great. Yeah, any of our loyal
Giffers.
listeners, Giffers, any of our loyal Giffers.
The gift club.
Oh, I like that.
Meanwhile, Ziggler's music hits, and he just walks right by Ambrose and runs into the ring, and he's like, "Hell, I'll do it, because I want to hurt him." And he gets into it with Bray and Rowan. Then Ambrose joins him. And then Bray is setting up Sister Abigail on Ambrose. Ziggler goes for the super kick. Bray lifts Ambrose in the way, and Ziggler super kicks Ambrose. And then Ziggler gets a Sister Abigail of his own. And Bray and Rowan walk away standing to kick off SmackDown. I loved that counter when he made Ambrose take the super kick when he had him in position for Sister Abigail.
Yeah, this is just such a Dolph Ziggler that I can get on board with. Everything he's doing from on the mic, in the ring, it reminds me why he was my favorite for a long time. A long time ago.
So he's back to favorite status.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, the whole thing, it's just kind of funny to think about that WWE got so upset when it was revealed that Lana and Rusev were engaged, and then the whole perception of Dolph's getting buried in that storyline with them, to having to do all that. Everyone turned out fine. Everyone turned out A-okay.
Everything's good.
Rusev and Lana are good. Dolph's
They got
in a
their
good spot.
reception.
Yeah. Love conquers all.
Except for Summer.
Aww.
Go.
Oh.
Yeah, there
Wait, were
was
you
a
doing the Finn Balor hands from the promo?
No. That was supposed to be a heart.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, there was a
But
fourth
then I
person
got
in
sad
there.
for Summer Rae. Turn that heart upside down.
Ziggler and Ambrose are arguing backstage when we came back from commercial, and they're separated by Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon in a 2001 sport coat. I felt like he was
From Sears.
I felt like he was managing Techno Team 2000 with that blazer. You like that reference
That
there,
was
Scott?
good. I like that one.
You guys are all about the style tonight.
Oh yeah.
I like
I told
it.
you.
This is like Fashion Police SmackDown.
Christy.
AfterBuzz.
Yeah, we're
People-
finally catering to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Christy, they listen to our podcast to get the wrestling stuff from you and the fashion advice from me and Scott.
Of course.
That's how it works. Mm-hmm. And,
Well, then
and,
keep rolling because I got all kinds of wrestling-y stuff to say.
and then Jimbo throws in some zingers every now and then. He wasn't
Zing.
there. There it is.
Hey!
But they announced that tonight's main event will be Ziggler and Ambrose teaming up against Bray and Rowan. Makes sense. Expected. See if they can coexist. Solid main event idea. Tag team action. It was a short match, but we have to talk about it here because two independent guys in the Los Angeles area were in the ring on SmackDown Live. Yes! American Alpha took on Mikey O'Shea and Mike Vega, who was known in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood as Sasha Derevko. I'm always thrilled when I see friends of mine in there. I've known both of them a long time. Mikey especially. I've worked with Mikey for like 7-8 years now. So
Why didn't you guys tag together then tonight?
Yeah, seriously.
because I'm a terrible wrestler.
But you have great fashion.
True.
There you go. And actually, Mikey's quite fashionable himself when they let him wear his own green and black gear that he usually rocks.
Yeah.
But I spent the last several days with him, and he did not mention that this was happening. We were at Paragon in Vegas on Friday, and in Portland at WCWC on Saturday. And no, hey guys, watch me on SmackDown. So big up to him for being all humble and stuff. But I'm glad we got to see you, Mikey.
Yeah, well done to both of you guys. Granted, American Alpha beat you really quickly, but that's okay. We still love you.
Bright lights, big city, it's intimidating.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Give them a second match.
Well,
You'll see things differently.
well, they could have been distracted because all of a sudden the Ascension, the Vaudevillains, and the Hype Bros all came out around ringside. They weren't expecting it to be a lumberjack match.
I'm sure Mikey O'Shea was shocked. He's like, wait a minute, the Ascension? I thought we were the jobbers. Wait, why are you guys coming out now?
Like,
Is there
wait,
some switch
no,
up?
we got booked here.
Yeah, like what? Okay, we'll beat you.
But I love the fact that they actually used the name Mikey O'Shea,
Yeah, that was great.
which
for
is
him.
awesome. That's great, huge for him. But yeah, quick match. And at the end of the match, these teams all get in the ring and start brawling. But Mikey O'Shea and Mike Vega smartly walk away. Don't get involved in the brawling. They're like, no, we'll rest. We'll save ourselves for when the time is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't play those politics.
Resting those arms to sign a contract, just saying.
There it is. Renee is at her desk, where the Talking Smack desk. By the way, I watched Talking Smack last week, and I loved it because it was one of those things where it's complete live TV. Mm-hmm. So they had some miscues here or there, but it's more entertaining that way to see how they kind of recover from it. Mm-hmm. And I loved how angry Dan O'Brien was at John Cena.
What? Why?
What happened? I didn't watch Talking Smack.
So Dan O'Brien, because John Cena last week, he talked about how how he was talking about AJ wrestling here or there, or he'll just complain and leave WWE or whatever. And Cena was like, well, if I leave here, then I'm done. I can never leave WWE. And Danny was like, there are other places to wrestle besides WWE. Don't insult the other places, type deal. Like there's Japan, there's Ring of Honor, there's Europe, So he kind of took offense to Cena saying that WWE is the only place to wrestle.
Man.
That's very revealing. It makes you wonder what Cena and Daniel Bryan really think of each other and what they really talk about. It's like a whole, hey, I did the indie scene, street cred. Well, I've been in WWE for 15 years, It's very interesting. Would like to see this conversation continue to play out on Total Bellas. All I'm saying.
Well, Renee is on that desk, and they might have needed to sanitize it because she's there with Miz and Maurice, and she's trying to ask Miz about his opponent at SummerSlam, Apollo Crews. Mm-hmm. And the whole time, Miz is just talking about how hot Maurice is, and Maurice is talking about how sexy Miz is, and they both kind of climb on the desk and start kissing a little bit, and Renee's just kind of looking like, we'll go back to ringside.
I wish Dean were here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I'm jealous. Where's...
This was so good, though. Hey, they saw that Raw's ratings were down a lot bit, and they were not going to let that happen to SmackDown, so they put Maurice out there on the table in all of her...
You think Miz and Maurice...
glory?
Wait. Time out. You think Miz and Maurice sitting on a desk was going to help the ratings?
That was not sitting.
No, I think
Or lying?
Maurice's dress being laid out on a table is going to help ratings.
Fashion.
Don't tell me if you weren't a fan and you were flipping through there that you wouldn't have stopped.
Well, once I saw Miz,
Yeah.
because I didn't like the color of his suit.
Oh, see, I didn't even notice
Again,
the color
fashion,
of the suit.
fashion,
and I'm not
fashion
even
stuff.
a man.
I'm just glad Mrs. Title was positioned where it was when he was laying on the desk.
Wah wah. By the way,
Love it.
he has a match with Cruz, and he's not even acknowledging Apollo Cruz.
It's foolish.
Yep.
You gotta acknowledge your opponent.
You should. You should.
Now put him and Apollo across each other from a table. See what happens.
See if they hop on a desk then. I mean, Scott, how would you feel if Christy and I tried to hop on this desk right now and just had a conversation while lying on this desk?
Oh my gosh, can we please take that picture when we're done with this?
I don't know if the desk will hold us. For some reason, the Lover Boy song is playing.
Yeah, how would I feel? It happens every week, and we have to get a fire hose in there to cool you two off.
Yes,
They actually got the idea from us.
they did. They did.
Yeah.
It was in Christy's dreams, and she put pen to paper and sent it to them.
Sure.
Yeah, because I do look like Maurice in my dreams.
Yeah. Becky Lynch versus Eva Marie. The rematch we've been waiting for because it couldn't happen last week due to that freak injury by Eva. Thank goodness we're going to have Eva's debut. Yes. And then her top breaks. And we have a wardrobe malfunction. And she can't compete when her top is falling off. And the match is called off.
She could. I mean, but
For PG?
you know, it's the referee's discretion. It's everybody else deciding like she can't go. You know, it's like when wrestlers nowadays when they get cut and you know the refs are there and trying to seal up the wound. Same thing. Like I'm sure she was ready to compete and go, but you know they're trying to close up the wound that was her top.
You're earning that ref so much hate mail right now. So many negative tweets. This poor guy.
Dear ref,
Scott said
I
here to
hate
blame.
you.
Yes.
How could you stop the match?
But this was good. It was new and different, but still the same.
No.
But different enough.
But I'm liking this. Like I was talking about last week. I know Scott, you weren't here, and I mean, you
I know
would
that too.
You would have been in shock when I was talking about how much I'm enjoying what they're doing with Eva Marie.
Why would I be?
Because
I'm on board.
Because I've hated Eva Marie since like day one. But I'm liking what they're doing, and they keep selling it, and it's just making us hate her for the right reasons.
Yes. They're establishing patterns of her, you know, not being able to compete, and people that already hate her even more, and all the new people that are seeing her for the first time hate her from the start. I think it's really awesome that they're doing this.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely. And Becky is pissed because she wants to fight. She was angry she didn't get a match last week. She wants to compete this week. Issues an open challenge and then says, "Come at me, bro."
Yeah, which was fantastic. And I know last week I was very excited. I said, we have to see Eva Marie wrestle or talk, please. I'm ready for it. But I got over my impatience, and I'm on to board with this now. And I can wait till SummerSlam.
I can wait till Backlash. I think they
I
can
don't know
keep
about
doing
that.
this all the way till September. I mean, it's really
Could
just
be.
another month.
Yeah, that's a lot of outfits breaking.
Well, different things. She trips on the ramp on the way down, twists her ankle,
And then her outfit breaks.
her outfit breaks.
Maybe the entrance won't play, like the guy won't talk, and she's like, what? I don't know what to do now, and just like runs backstage.
Maybe
her
the
outfit breaks.
power outage.
And then her outfit breaks.
I mean, all different possibilities.
Of outfit breaking.
Yes.
So many. I like what AJ0314 says in the chat. I love how the referee gave her a towel instead of just taking off his shirt, giving it to her, and have her wrestle in it. So that ref is not chivalrous, as AJ points out.
But
here.
then that referee is not a licensed official because he's not wearing the stripes.
Ooh, that's true. He can't just point at his nipple and be like, I'm
Nope.
in charge here. Look at me.
Nope.
So he
That-
did do the right thing?
Well, because if he gives her the shirt, A, he can't ref that match, means he doesn't get paid. And B, people might get confused. Maybe Eva's the ref.
It's true.
You never know.
She could have made him wrestle the match, given her top to him.
And if she could have refed and Becky could have beat the referee,
So many
Still
options.
said, come at me, bro.
so many options could have happened. But we still got a good solution because we had Alexa Bliss answer the call to Becky Lynch's open challenge. We have Alexa's debut, in-ring debut on SmackDown against Becky. Solid match between the two of them.
Very.
A Beckplex by Becky. She regained control at this point, and all of a sudden Eva's music hit again. And the voiceover guy's like, Eva can now compete. The outfit has been restored. She may now enter the arena once again from Concord, California. I could do that job. They should hire me to do
Yes,
it.
you could.
I need money.
Wait, I thought you wanted to be her jacket boy.
I can do that too.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean,
Her fluffer. Isn't that what they call
Sure.
that? A
Yes.
fluffer?
Yes. We'll call it a. Yes. That's exactly what we'll call
A
it.
lady fluffer?
A lady fluffer. Why not?
Yes.
Why not? We'll keep this PG. Sure. A lady fluffer. Absolutely.
Hashtag lady
A
fluffer.
hashtag lady fluffer. We're gonna get in trouble now. But this Eva coming out distracts Becky. Alexa Bliss takes advantage, hits the twisted Bliss perfectly. I
So
might add
cool.
the cartwheel off the top rope. I've loved that move because it's a little unique of a top rope splash. In NXT, during these last several months, she's been much more consistent with it, and it really paid off on her debut. She nailed it. And Alexa Bliss, on her 25th birthday today, makes her in-ring debut and gets the win.
Good for her.
Congrats, Alexa
Yay.
Bliss. I'm very excited for that because Alexa's awesome. I really think Alexa has the potential to be Trish Stratus-like because she's like similar in size, kind of similar background. Her models kind of came in more so for being a distraction as a manager and using her voice. Started out pretty green, but has drastically improved really quickly. Has been getting better and better and better. And I mean, the sky is the limit for Alexa, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But we also have a limit on dirt sheet news because Christy
that.
Christy is allowed one piece of dirt sheet gossip a week.
2,
No, just one.
4.
No. We're not talking about
13
Heath's kids.
kids.
We're not talking about kids right now.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about dirt sheet stories that Christy gets to say, "Believe that."
Woo!
I know, it gets really messy in here when the explosions happen.
And when you guys are on the table.
Gary.
Well, yeah, you got Windex? Because we're probably going to need it for the table.
Hashtag lady fluffer.
Nice. Go ahead, Christy.
Moving on. So, reportedly, gentlemen, do you believe this? WWE is second guessing some of their draft picks between SmackDown and Raw, and reportedly, creative is looking for a way to reshuffle. We're specifically talking about maybe sending Kevin Owens to SmackDown and Mr. Randy Orton to Raw. So, gentlemen, I ask, do you believe that?
You want me to go first? Or
Well,
I just got...
I guess I just wonder why specifically.
I'm
those
wondering why
two?
specifically those two, because they're doing that thing with Owens and Jericho now, which you can do Jericho.
Ooh.
Right.
And if they're needed to add a couple tag teams, you can do that for a little while with them. And I think that'd be great. Moving Kevin Owens to SmackDown, you instantly make him one of the top guys for the title on SmackDown. You move Orton to Raw. Yeah, you have the established vet on Raw and the main event caliber. So that trade makes sense. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if they made moves, but they should treat it sports related, like they've been doing with the actual draft and things like that, like the weight class with Cruiserweight Classic. I want Cesaro, who's been the one who's been like vocal about being pissed about being on Raw. I want him to demand a trade. I want him to say he's going to keep paying fines for not competing on Raw because he wants to go to SmackDown type deal. And they have to come up with a trade to send Cesaro to SmackDown, and it's like kind of negotiating, almost like, so we don't just have Dana Bryan, Shane, and Stephanie Mick as your typical every week general manager roles, but you also use them as like sports, like in the financial management standpoint type deal. It's like, okay, well, if we get him, we got we can only afford X amount of dollars, so we got to get rid of like these guys, but they have to accept this and try to like juggle ideas and things like that. So I would like trades to happen. I think it'd be entertaining if it happened. I don't know if we specifically need Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. It would work, but I definitely believe they will do movement because a lot of people were disappointed in SmackDown's roster initially because Raw seemed to have more of the youth star power. Aside from guys like American Alpha and like Alexa and a couple of those, but I would be more than game for some of these moves, and it'd be exciting as long as they don't just constantly intertwine things, and all of a sudden Raw guys keep showing up on SmackDown, SmackDown show up on Raw.
Well, first off, Joe Loca 386 in the chat roll says Ryback was released by WWE. Believe that.
That I do believe.
Shots fired.
Feedmemore.com.
Yeah, that was part of the news at the end of the show. But thanks for spoiling that, Joe. It's all right.
No,
Way to be on
I
top of it,
spoiled
Joe.
it. That's me.
Damn it, Marvin. I mean, Scott.
He was jumping in on the Believe That segment seemed relevant. I apologize.
That's all right.
You know what? I don't believe that. I'm going to believe that they went through all the scenarios of what they were going to do with these guys and went, you know what? These are the picks. We're sticking with the picks. They don't want to switch them around. You know, maybe there's some thought afterwards, but I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think, and those two guys specifically either, because like what you said, they're putting Randy in a major spotlight on SmackDown. They need those extra people on SmackDown to be that star power. And with Owens, they're having him and Jericho crush it right now. They were at the tail end of when SmackDown had the draft. They were great on the show together.
Yeah.
And were highly featured on SmackDown. And I think they kept those two together for a reason in case of, whatever the title picture was going to be, that they have that backup, that team. So I don't believe it.
Oh,
This is a
split jury tonight.
But this is a rarity because usually
It
when
really
it's
is.
when it's a split, I'm the one who doesn't believe it. So this is an unusual one. Hey
Your
Jim,
pessimism is rubbing off on Scott over
I'm
here.
kind of curious as to what Jimbo thinks.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I think already last night on Raw there were already some people from SmackDown on there, whether it was GMs or whoever.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I would say give it like a month before you start doing that, but I definitely see it's gonna happen. But I agree with you, Rosenberg. It should be like tonight's like the trading pool. Like SmackDown tonight is the trading pool, and like whatever our top 4 superstars are gonna compete, and then like one of them gets the choice whether they want to go to Raw or they want to stay.
That'd be
kinda
cool.
thing.
Oh, I like that.
That'd be cool.
Or like a battle royal to like, you get to pick if you want to go to another show, or you get a bonus, or you get a title shot, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm game. Why not?
I like it.
All right. Rhino.
Thank you for playing, gentlemen.
Hey, thank you, Christy. Thank you. Rhino is backstage getting ready for his big match against Heath Slater, and Slater's there with an awesome free agent T-shirt. I don't know if that's a WWE shirt, but I want it because
Are you a free agent?
I could be.
Well, I mean, I think it's...
Do the other AfterBuzz shows want me?
Oh.
Are they interested? Should I just run in on NXT tomorrow night and just be like, "Hey, I'm available"? And there's the door. Okay.
You know what? Even if they do, we will not let you go, sir.
Okay. Well, then give me a raise.
Okay. You got it.
Cool.
Yeah, double.
Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Nothing times 2.
I'm an amazing negotiator.
You can have more of your shirts.
I can keep more of my shirts.
That's right.
That are available at ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg.
Exactly.
That everyone should be rushing to buy right now because I have 4 amazing designs.
Crush.
No, Smash.
No, Russian.
Oh, I thought you were referring
X.
to the Repo Man.
Mr. Fuji.
Heath mentions to Rhino he has 2 kids and really needs the money because he just got a pool. And Rhino's just like, well, I just want my primary in my district to be mayor, which is good for Rhino, by the way. That's more news right there.
Yeah, that's super
That's
cool.
like legit. He Rhino, superstar on SmackDown, is one step away from being a mayor. And he's not retired. He's an active wrestler that could also be an active mayor at the same time.
Yeah, that's super cool
Gotta
for him.
respect that.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden Heath Slater mentions he has 4 kids. And it's an above ground pool.
A very nice one.
Yeah. But apparently, if it was an in-ground pool, I think Rhino would have laid for him. But because it was above ground, he said, nope, we got to do the match.
I don't know why he's got to be judgmental like that.
Well, Rhino probably has a pretty fabulous pool. He lives in the White House of the town, or where he's the mayor of, or whatever.
The White House of the town.
The White House of the
That's how that
town, where
works.
the mayor lives.
There's a White House in every district. All right, I have a bone to pick with this next segment, just because it was so... dumb, I'll say it. Miz was outside with Scooby-Doo. So, plug for the Scooby-Doo DVD. That's all good. I
Oh,
wanna
you
plug
were
it.
jealous, eh?
I was jealous that I was not asked to be in this movie. Miz was, but he's not on the cover. And he rightfully deserves to be upset. And he finds the mystery machine, hops out of his super expensive luxury car with the vertical doors,
Yes.
and is yelling at Scooby-Doo that he better recall all of the DVD and Blu-rays and get it fixed, or else he'll be hearing from Mrs. Lawyer. And then Scooby's inviting him into the mystery machine for some potential Scooby snacks. Apparently, Miz was still having flashbacks of Maurice. Because he was like, oh, so I get to lie in here for a Scooby snack?
He thought they were gluten-free. Got very excited.
Yeah. And then Scooby threw him in the mystery machine, closed the van, and stole Miz's car. Now, mind you, the Miz could not get out of a car.
A mystery machine. And Scooby-Doo borrowed his car.
Okay,
This is very slanderous.
but how does one become unable to exit a car
Child locks.
when you're in the front seat?
It's a mystery machine. What don't you grasp about this? Do you think Velma just jets out of there whenever she's got to go? No. She politely says, like, can you please pull over? I have to use the restroom.
You know what I'm saying? World Star Hip Hop does like a joke thing where they ask stupid questions, and they ask like, okay, you're inside a car, you left the keys outside, how do you get out of the car?
Oh, sure, with a car, that's very simple. This is a mystery machine.
Okay.
Plus, maybe he had a couple Scooby snacks while he was in there. He's confused.
I have been schooled.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Apologize to Scooby-Doo.
I'm sorry, Scooby.
Now go watch that movie.
I'm sure the movie is great. I'm sure all the WWE superstars in it are great. I'm sure Shaggy is fantastic. And your Scooby snacks are delicious.
You know which one is really good? The
What?
WWE SmackDown, the Flintstones one. That one's really,
is it
really
really?
funny.
Oh, hey.
Shockingly
have to give it a
so.
chance.
Like, I was like, oh, this is going to be garbage.
Right.
It's super funny. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
All right. Heath Slater versus Rhino. Slater with a nice crowd reaction. Like, they want Slater. And I love it. Good for him. But he didn't win. Rhino missed a gore. Slater rolled him up. Thought he had him. Had the feet on the ropes. But the one time in the year that the ref catches the feet on the ropes happened to be on Heath Slater's behalf. Heath is angry, yelling at the ref, then turns into a gore. Rhino gets the win, and JBL is pissed because he hates politicians.
Yeah, it was a fun match. Everything that Heath Slater's doing on all the shows, he's killing it right now. He's making every moment his own. I love it.
He's one of those guys who I've always kind of gone out of my way to dislike just because it's him. And he's just making it more difficult every week to continue to dislike him. It's like, all right, fine, you're doing good stuff.
I've always, I've enjoyed him for years. Like when he first came in on the first season of NXT and with the Nexus, I thought like, he's a solid wrestler. I don't know if he's really gonna have the charisma and stuff per se to last longer.
Yeah, it's like your hair is weird, but that's it.
But and then with the core, it was just like, I'm not sure. But then when he did that little solo stint with all the legends, when he kept getting beat up by, that's when I was just like, wait a minute, who's this guy? And where has this guy been? And since then, I've just been a huge fan of it and everything with the one-man band, 3MB, Social Outcast, and now this.
Yeah, no matter what they give whatever they give Heath Slater, like he makes it his own, he runs with it, and he turns it into good stuff, which is a lesson for all the guys on the roster to see when that happens. If you go like, I gotta do what? Like, that sounds stupid. Run with it. You can turn it into fun stuff that the crowd can get behind, even if you're begrudgingly like, right. I don't like you. All right, that's kind of funny.
Well, and it is a vote of confidence by creative and the higher ups to give him this position of the free agent. And, any of the guys could have done this. And they apparently picked the right guy.
Yeah.
Sure did.
We had a quick little promo of Bray and Eric Rowan. Bray pretty much talking about how Rowan's always been a good soldier, but tonight I'm asking you to prepare your life for this family. Like, to me, that promo made me thought, oh, Bray's not even going to wrestle in this match. It's just going to be like Rowan going at it alone. But he didn't really do anything out of the... I mean, we'll get into the match in a little bit, but it wasn't anything that Rowan did was just like shocking, like, oh, I'm asking you to do this, like brave task type deal. It wasn't anything of that nature.
So you're saying Rowan dropped the ball?
God, yes. Rowan was terrible. He blew it. He's so bad. Can you tell by the sincerity in my voice on that? No, I just
You gotta
don't.
stop hating on that poor guy.
Oh yeah, I hate him, don't I? But, no, but I just didn't think this little promo was necessary.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
It's fair.
Dan O'Brien and Shane feel bad about Heath, and they're just like, oh, well, SmackDown's about trying to be like kind of like the fighting underdog, and that's what Shane's trying to be, maybe, or that's what Heath's trying to be. Maybe we should really give him a contract after all. And Shane is holding a contract. Heath is going to get signed. Heath didn't hear any of this, and then he goes in there and starts yelling.
He blows up.
Mad. Talks about his 7 kids because he somehow gave birth to a few in between the match.
He's probably got that Adopt-A-Kid app
Oh, maybe.
on his iPhone.
And that SmackDown does not deserve him. And he storms out. And then Bryan and Shane are there and just like, I guess we're not giving him a contract then, are we?
It was great.
Aw, nice try, Daniel Bryan.
And this is what I love even more is having Shane and Daniel Bryan with the talent, like having those mashup of worlds. Like we don't get to see them interact, and this was fun. This was great to see
Yeah.
Heath Slater yell at Shane McMahon. When was this ever going to happen?
I'm at the point where I want to see Heath Slater try to get himself into Cruiserweight Classic. And they're say
Yes.
they're say, well, you're like 230 pounds, so you're over the weight limit. So, but I'm a free agent. I need to get signed somewhere.
Get on Total Bellas. He's a free agent. He can be anywhere.
But they'll be like, you're not married to any of us. Or dating
Yeah,
us,
I don't
so
think he has enough Louis Vuitton bags to join the cast of Total Bellas. Not with all those kids. Sorry, Heath.
They're still ride along.
Yes!
Carmella versus Natalia, another in-ring debut tonight for Carmella. Since last week she was heading to the ring and Natalia attacked her before the match even started, so it never happened. Natalia tried to do the same thing this week, but this time Carmella was ready for her and cut her off with a nice forearm as soon as Natalia reached her. Good match, back and forth between the two of them. I was confused. Natalia hit her discus clothesline, went for the cover, got a 2 count, and then celebrated. That should have been altered. Should have hit it, posed and celebrated, then went for the cover. Carmella then kicks out and Natalia's angry. Why would someone kick out and then you smile and pose?
Because you're natty and you just don't have this heel thing down and you just can't quite be that mean girl. Ah, she tries so hard.
Yeah, I think that nailed it right there.
We love you, girl.
Carmella to the main stage debuted the Code of Silence, her submission move, which is very... I'm trying to think how I could even maneuver my body to do half of that.
That's a unique one.
Yeah. And I didn't even know. I found it on the little ticker tapes when Carmella was entering the ring, which those little things I love.
Oh, the Matt facts?
Is that what they call? Oh, the Matitude facts. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
And we have to delete that.
That she strongly dislikes mustard?
Yeah.
The one now.
I had no idea she was both a cheerleader for the New England Patriots and a Laker girl.
Love that.
At the same time?
Mad
No, she was
respect for that, dude.
She was a Patriot cheerleader. I looked it up after this because I'm like, huh? She was a Patriot cheerleader up until 2010, and then immediately went from that to being a Laker girl for a year.
You auditioned those same years, right?
I did, and I mean, I didn't see her there. Now, granted, my tryout really just took place outside the building, So she might have been in there. She might have got to the next level before I did.
Right. But then the Ascension showed up while you were auditioning.
Yeah, and then the Hype Bros and the Vaudevillains, and I was just like, guys, I'm just trying to, and they threw me off.
That sucks.
I know.
you
I
gotta
know
work
what
on your
Mikey O'Shea and Mike Vega are going through.
That's rough. That's really rough.
But in all seriousness, those are two of the top like professional cheerleading teams out of any sport. I mean, that's crazy respectful to her. If that's a big deal.
Yeah, no, I think it's a big deal.
Reunite the Spirit Squad. Is that what we're saying? Bring them back?
Yes. Whoop whoop.
No.
Sounded like a yes to me.
All right.
What if it was like Alexa Bliss and Carmella with Ziggler as like their valet? Because
That sounds so-
right?
I would thoroughly enjoy that.
That sounds so awful, but I want to see it.
Yeah, you like it.
Yes.
Oh, man. Baron Corbin's beating up Kalisto because that feud's still happening.
Oh,
Did you know there was a feud there?
I think I wanted to forget.
Hey, he's not fighting Dolph Ziggler. Shouldn't we be happy about that?
That's true. That
True
is
that.
Should we be happy he moved on?
But I've always loved WWE logic. Corbin beat Ziggler in a feud, and Ziggler's in the title match.
That's right.
And Corbin will once again be in the kickoff match. Corbin is the kickoff king.
He is. That'll be the one kingship that he wins and holds on to.
Aw.
Main event time, Ambrose and Ziggler versus Bray and Eric Rowan. Ambrose and Ziggler are arguing at the beginning of the match, not getting along, which we expect. Solid tag team match. And honestly, I know it was kind of joking a little bit about that little promo that I think was needed with Eric Rowan, because I didn't think he did anything to like risk it, quote unquote, risk his life for the family. But I thought Rowan did fantastic in this match. Like, you know, with the two guys competing for the title and everyone loves Bray, everyone forgets about Rowan. And he definitely held his own with these guys tonight. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, he did really good.
Towards the end of the match, amidst the chaos, Ambrose was getting ready for a suicide dive, but Ziggler is lying in his path. So Ambrose has to leap over him and then do the suicide dive. So he didn't really get enough speed when he did it and got caught and kind of fell awkwardly onto Bray. Still managed to do it. Just
And
not,
they're both okay.
yeah, everyone's fine. And then Ziggler countered Rowan's side effect into the super kick. And I like how Ziggler, as soon as he hits the super kick, he just immediately falls on the opponent. So it's just like impact, cover. There's no space in between. Ziggler gets the pin, gets the win for their team. And Ziggler is helping Ambrose up to his feet to celebrate. And then he turns into a Dirty Deeds. And that's how SmackDown goes off the air. They're continuing to build the feud. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, and I think overall it was a pretty good show. I like the character establishment they're doing for everybody. It's a slow build, and there are just so many new people on the show. They gotta do that. So I'm liking what they're doing. I like the little Matt Fax in the corner. I like the different camera angles, and I think from week one of what we're talking about, not the draft show, but from week one, it's much better. These are better first impressions for people to watch. I felt like in that first week they just didn't have enough of this stuff.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, that wraps up SmackDown, but we have a few pieces of news that we have to go over. First off, Shelton Benjamin, the gold standard. Remember how he was coming to SmackDown?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening now.
No.
Yeah, it sucks.
Did his mama stop him?
No. Mama wanted him to come.
Charlie Haas get involved?
Charlie Haas, nowhere to be seen.
Okay.
And Shawn Michaels did not super kick his head off a springboard or anything like that either.
Kurt Angle saying Team Angle needs to form somewhere else and they can't do it?
No, I mean, that's not what I heard.
Who's to blame?
His rotator cuff. Apparently, doctors found out he needs rotator cuff surgery, which is what kept Cesaro out for about 8 months.
Gallows and Anderson figured this out?
Yes, Gallows and Anderson.
The doctors. Doctor?
Am I the doctor?
Doctor?
Oh, hey. Well, no, apparently
She did not catch on to that.
I
No,
was trying
sorry.
What, when you do
I'm
that,
doing the
doctor?
over the head
Doctor?
thing, guys.
Doctor?
Oh, okay.
Doctor?
Doctor?
I should
There
have
it is.
heard.
Now I got it.
But yeah, so Benjamin tweeted out, because we were wondering last week why there was no vignette for Shelton after there was the first week, and he tweeted out that the medical staff found out that he needs shoulder surgery, so he's going to be gone for a while before he could make his debut/return. And that's a big blow to SmackDown, because they were going to put a lot into having him, like they were going to catapult him right away once he came in. So that's not good.
No, and his tweets did not make it sound as if WWE was saying, we'll be waiting for you with open arms when you're ready. It was sort of, I'm taking time now to refocus my energy, and there was no talk of like, I'll see you in 8 months, WWE. So, questionable.
They're like, well, John Cena would have come back in 2 days.
Seth Rollins came back in 7 months when he shouldn't have gone for 9.
Right.
What about you, Sheldon?
Do you think that they kind of like lucked out, because if he would have signed and showed up and hurt himself within like his debut match or in like a backstage promo or altercation and then been out for like 9 months, and they would have had to pay for his medical bill?
Well, if they had a vignette for him, wouldn't he have already been signed?
That's a good question. Then what happens now? Do they like void his contract?
Well, maybe they had him sign, and then it was like another
probably
physical,
pending.
like a physical that he had to pass, and he failed it. I mean, that's my only guess.
What if he was signing it and then hurt his shoulder?
Because there were so many pages to turn in those contracts. I mean, like, I just hurt my shoulder pretending to turn big. Well, that might be an injury because last week I pulled an Eva Marie when I was talking and my arm
that's
started
right.
hurting.
And you're a former cheerleader, so
I am a former cheerleader. And I'm what do we call, what cup of fluffer did we call
Male
me?
fluffer.
Male fluffer?
Lady Fluffer.
Lady fluffer. Yeah, male fluffer does not sound as good. I'll go with lady fluffer.
Hey, a job's a job, right?
Yeah, I gotta pay the bills. And then we had two releases. One we touched on earlier, Ryback, officially released.
Yes.
However-
has, quote unquote, parted ways.
But the interesting thing was Ryback posted a video a few days before his official release from WWE, wishing them the best of luck in their future endeavors.
That's right, because he's classy.
And pretty much said, August 8th, I'm officially released. And that's when WWE came out with the statement.
Yes, feedmemore.com has been launched. He is selling merchandise. He's selling nutritional supplements. He's got a channel. This guy is going to be just fine. He's now going by The Big Guy, kind of exclusively.
Does he have that
There's no
trademarked?
mention. Well, there's no mention of Ryback, although he's kept his Twitter name Ryback. He's not calling anything Ryback or saying Ryback anywhere. But he must own The Big Guy. I know that they were fighting him for it a while ago, so maybe he decided to just say screw it and move forward before the litigation is over, or maybe they agreed to keep Ryback and give him The Big Guy.
Now, by this officially happening, does that mean he can unblock me on Twitter?
I mean, it means that he can, but he probably isn't going to.
Why? What did I do?
He might double block you.
You got to buy some shirts or some supplements or something.
I'll buy a shirt of his if he buys a shirt of mine.
Let's not hold our breath.
Okay.
What do you guys think of that video of his?
Done from the car? I didn't seem safe.
No, not at all. And I was glad to finally hear from him. You know, I kind of had dreamed of doing the big sit-down interview myself with him. But
The tell-all.
he could have, the tell-all,
Lying
exactly,
on
and that could still happen.
Lying on top of the desk.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
His side will cave in. You need to reinforce his side at the table.
Oh, that's okay, as long as I fall on top of him. Sorry. Anyway.
And one more release, and that is Joey Styles released from the WWE. Some people didn't even realize he was still under contract, but he was like behind all the WWE.com stuff.
Digital content.
And this come off the heels of he did a live Facebook Q&A with our own Kathy Kelly, and he mentioned things that he wanted to talk about. He talked about friend of AfterBuzz, Joey Ryan. He talked about things he likes and doesn't like in the WWE. And they could say that has something to do with it. They're not saying it has to do with it.
No,
it
that interview was pulled like 2 hours after
it probably
happened.
had to do with it. And Joey Styles is now available for bookings.
He's a free agent.
Joey
Yes.
Styles is a free agent.
They gave him one of those T-shirts on his way out. They're like, here, still promote the shirt.
JBL handed it to him. Went, whoa, don't hit me.
Yeah, because that really threw me for a loop that they suddenly would release him, and that's a guy that any wrestling company, no matter the size of them, they will do anything they can to have him come in. Just do a Q&A. Just do a seminar.
Yeah.
I mean, because he is one of the most brilliant minds in wrestling, period. And a lot of people put him right up there with Jim Ross as the best commentator ever. I mean, he's really the only guy who can pull off a 3 to 4 hour pay-per-view by himself.
Yeah, he's great. I've always loved Joey Styles.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with him. And we can talk more about that and everything else SmackDown, or just our lives in general, on various forms of social media and the YouTube page. Hey, Christy Olson, how can people reach out to you?
Well, I would love it if they would follow me on the Twitter, the Snapchat, and the Instagram at Christy Reports. I have some good behind-the-scenes stuff there for you. And make sure you download the Fight TV app and watch Paragon Pro Wrestling and West Coast Wrestling Connection. As I said, I was there this last weekend. You guys will never believe I got in on the action. Whether you love me or hate me, you are going to want to see me almost get hit by a chair.
Christy,
so download the Fight TV app, I'm telling you.
Christy versus Chair. Who wins?
Yes.
You got to tune in to find out. Scott Narver.
You can follow me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks. You can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. And you can also listen and watch to Fox Sports Presents Wrestling Compadre Slamcast, available everywhere, all over the place. YouTube, iTunes, everything. So check it out.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Ru Rosenberg, Instagram, the Ru Rosenberg. Again, the t-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. I'm also appearing as a guest on the Shake Them Ropes podcast this week. It airs Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Pacific. You can check it on thevoicesofwrestling.com, as well as iTunes, SoundCloud, various other forms of media for that. And Jimbo, plug your Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter at TheJimbo_, TheeJimboSlice. Buy my Young Bucks 2 Sweet Journey at highspots.com. And check out my Twitter for all the cool action figures that just came out.
There you go. Thanks so much for tuning in to SmackDown AfterBuzz this week. For Jimbo in the booth, Christy Olson and Scott Narver, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We will see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later, Lady Fluffer.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.